We were, myself as scholarship chair, I was involved with GCEC scholarship chair meetings where we would all get together. I remember we had at least 2 meetings where we discussed ways in which we can work together as scholarship chairs to kind of improve upon each other's individual chapter scholarships. So we were giving feedback in those situations, which I think is applicable here, and which actually really helped a lot of chapters. A lot of chapters really liked our individual scholarship meeting style as opposed to the plan that we used, the style that we used to have, which was setting study hour requirements, which we switched out of. Working through the GEM program, I think also helped us engage more with the scholarship within the Greek community. And then as a chapter, we're definitely very active in the interest of the progress of our campus and of the issues that we see on our campus and being involved with that. We have so many members involved with OMA now, involved with the many of the different campus organizations, USG especially, working to kind of improve student life and improve the outlook, and that also includes aspects of academics too.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about professional integrity. So one of the big things is that we adhere to our chapter's scholarship plan very strictly. And the big section is following the rules of probation. So if you're on academic probation, one of the big things you have to do is meet with Judy Olson-Handler. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we really want you to meet with ESS and get the help you need so that you can succeed. Do you want to go more into the probationary side of the scholarship plan?
Sure. So when it comes to probation, we introduced 1 year ago the idea of temporary probation, which is if you're between a 2.5 GPA and 3.0 GPA, you're on what's called temporary probation, where you cannot attend any social events, nor do you have voting privileges or coming to events that are not chapter status events until you've met with our faculty advisor. So when you do meet, basically Judy and the person on temporary probation will meet, discuss plans of action in terms of improving time management, improving ways to help improve grades, and then they can actually set up more concurrent meetings if Judy feels that it's needed. So that is temporary, but when it comes to full semester probation, which is under 2.5 GPA, regardless of whether they met with Judy, which they are required to do, and multiple times throughout the semester, they are still not allowed to access any social events or vote in chapter or attend any events that are not chapter status. So, if you want to...
Yeah, and it's very much followed.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people see it as a chance to improve themselves because they're meeting with people to get the help that they need. We restructured our chapter scholarship room. I'm not sure when exactly that happened, but we got rid of anything that didn't comply with AIB regulations, and that would be old physics labs, tests, things like that. We have our honor board, which is our internal judicial board, and that serves as a mechanism to address violations, including academic violations, and we see that as a very effective mechanism for accountability in our chapter. And then the AIB Ethics Bowl, we've won the last 2 years in a row, I think, and we've actually beaten
AIB themselves at the AIB Ethics Bowl.
Yeah.
So when it comes to career development, as I mentioned, our LEAD program, I won't go too much into it again, but we have our 4 LEAD phases. It's definitely one of the most comprehensive membership development programs out there. We've taken what our nationals gave us, and we're reworking it right now. Our lead chairman, as well as our community and development, development committee, I should say, within the chapter, are working to actually revise it to suit the needs of our chapter better when it comes to membership development, professional and career development, our scholarship, really everything internal within our chapter. So some of the things I administrated last semester, that you could consider them lead programs. I didn't officially call them that, but they would be classified as such. Was a LinkedIn workshop where we had a member from the Career Center come in and talk to about, I think it was 10 to 15 brothers attended this, and they talked to us about how to set up a LinkedIn, the importance of having a LinkedIn profile, how you can keep maintaining it, and how it can benefit you. For our newer members, what I did was I had a session on how to develop a 4-year plan, so kind of how to lay out your major and graduation requirements for the next 4 years so you can graduate in a timely fashion and still get all the courses that you need to fit in at the right places and time. So I hope to do more of these again this semester, as well as more things as the chapter as we see fit, as the chapter, as the needs of the chapter kind of demonstrate it. We also have the alumni mentorship program that's still running. So basically, we've paired up alumni with current chapter members based on what they're interested in doing once they graduated. Not the majors don't always match up, but the programs that are the careers that these alumni are involved in match up pretty well actually with what the individual chapter members are interested in pursuing. So when it comes to that, that's been working out really well. They're able to give professional advice on what courses may help them in the future. And then we also have the Actives Advisory Board, or AAB. It just recently started. It's not a fully official thing yet, but it just started this semester. But we have a lot of active alumni who live in and around Cleveland who are all pretty frequently at the house. So we wanted them to be more active in their involvement with the chapter. Just this semester already, they've helped do resume workshops, they've helped do interview preparations, things like that, just given professional and career advice for our younger members as well as members who are currently pursuing, closer to graduation, pursuing careers and graduate school.
Yeah, it's actually, it usually happens the week before the career fair is when it's most prominent, and as someone who's used those resources, it's extraordinarily helpful to get feedback from older guys who've been in that position.
Definitely. So what our awards chair, Jack Worsey, did was he actually interviewed, I believe, 7 members of our chapter, kind of varying in different pledge classes, newer members, older members, and got some feedback related to basically all of Pinnacup, all the different pillars of Pinnacup. And so related to scholarship, this was some of the feedback or responses that we got. I'm not going to read through all of them, but one of our newer members mentioned that the sense of academic community is very strong, and the value placed on academics is very apparent in the chapter. One comment I really liked was our values of love, truth, and honor are a good starting point for finding intellectual development opportunities for us. I think it'd be really cool if we keep finding intellectual development opportunities kind of related to what we value as a chapter. Again, having alumni is very reassuring when it comes to the future. Our values of truth and honor are definitely very apparent in the way we view academic integrity. We take it very seriously. And then the scholarship interviews are a good way of analyzing the current state of scholarship in the chapter and making it easy to facilitate goal setting for academics. So we do have some improvements that we want to work on. So everyone's complying with intellectual development, but we want everyone to be more enthusiastic about it and see the value of it more and kind of get them involved with it more. And I think hopefully by doing some more in-house lead sessions, hopefully working together as a chapter to make this all-campus lead session happen, we can kind of get more members excited about doing this. So I think that can hopefully happen this semester. We want more consistent involvement in the community academics, so more discussions with community members on how academics can be incorporated in our chapter more, or how our view of academics and scholarship can be brought to the forefront, not necessarily the forefront, but can be shared with the rest of the community as well, and we can have others share their views as well. We want a more formal structure to the Actives Advisory Board. As I said, it's still new, but we want kind of like a formal structure to it. That we think that would be nice. And then, again, more involvement with nationals and other Sigma Nu chapters when it comes to our academics, how they do academics, how we do it, and how we can gain some perspective on that. So, kind of going back to excellence. Again, it's the ability to integrate scholarship into how our chapter operates and using our experiences to reshape how we view scholarship and how we view ourselves as fraternity men. So I think that we've shown that we take scholarship very seriously, and we've found a lot of different ways to incorporate it into how our chapter operates through anything from weekly chapter roundtable discussions through scholarship, the new scholarship committee that we have, and analyzing the views of the chapter scholarship through the individual scholarship meetings. And we've also placed academic importance on academic achievement by providing resources in that manner, having meetings with Judy and our alumni, and them providing, and also providing recognition where it's deserved. And we've also taken intellectual development to a higher level by trying to find ways to incorporate it more into our chapter, as well as share and expand this to the rest of the Greek community. Above all of these, or I guess incorporating all of these, I should say, is our chapter's tendency to kind of question the things that are set in place right now and find ways that we can improve upon them. And I think that's kind of the cornerstone of excellence, knowing that we have something set in place, but constantly seeking to reprise it and renew it and make it more applicable to our chapter in as time goes on. Because obviously the needs of the chapter are going to change as time goes on. We want to make sure that we're constantly changing that and adapting ourselves to the way we conduct scholarship. So kind of this fluid system we think will suit our needs a lot better in the future, and we can hopefully see continual progress for our scholarship.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Questions?
With your alumni mentorship program, that's something that's new, right?
Yeah, it is relatively new. It's about a semester old. It just started at the beginning of last semester, fall semester.
And the individual scholarship